Alien disclosure coming. Good morning, everybody. JT here, Serenity Farms prepping. I don't know about you, but I've had about all the ET drone crap that I want to hear. But I think it's all just warming up. There's this guy out there named Stephen Greer. You've probably all heard of him by now. He's been around for a long time. I believe that he's an ER doctor, but is labeled a UFO expert. Okay. I always have a problem when someone's called an expert on things, topics that supposedly don't exist, or no one knows if they exist, or you know what I mean. So every now and then over the last few years, I'll see a video by him and I will click on out of curiosity. Due to the fact that I trust no one, I usually make it through 4 or 5 minutes of one of his videos and deem him a kook. Well, I may be wrong. And even hypocritical. I know. Me? So, Greer's gotten a lot of pub in the last week, especially with all the drone distraction delirium. And he came out and said that a lot of the government whistleblowers that he knows are coming out of the closet with disclosure. Very likely not full disclosure, but they're coming out with disclosure that we're not alone. That there are quote unquote aliens, but they're not who we think they are. That could be a duh. And that the government has been working with these aliens for many years, using other humans as barter and trade. Duh. Okay, this is where I become the hypocrite, because I've listened to Greer talk about these things over the years and poo-pooed him. Hence the kook title I gave him. But at the same time, I've always thought there's no way that we are the only, let alone highest rung on the intelligence ladder. It's very likely that we're still on the ground and haven't even stepped onto the ladder. Because if we are the most intelligent, then this universe is full of dumb people. But we know that's not true. Yes, we're dumb people. That's true. Okay, so I'm a hypocrite because I labeled Greer a kook for talking about aliens, while I believe that we're not alone. I could get really ticky-tacky and say, what, I don't believe they're aliens. They're demons or fallen angels or other species. What does alien have to do with anything? But no, I can't have it both ways. Either Greer was right, which my beliefs that we're not alone and that there are other beings even on this planet lends credibility to his statements. So, you don't know me, but I'm sorry. Unless you prove me wrong. Now, when all these so-called whistleblowers, sorry, I dropped the phone, there was a officer coming down the road. When all these other whistleblowers supposedly come forward, this wasn't supposed to happen this soon and wreck everyone's Christmas and New Year's. But you need to realize that the powers that be, those who have known all along what we're discussing, they don't want any of this disclosed. Because we, the people, will finally realize everything that has been withheld from us that could have, would have, maybe should have made our lives so much easier and more fulfilling, prosperous, etc., etc. So these whistleblowers who claim they're going to come out not wearing masks, using their real names, and on national TV are in danger, in my opinion. Let's see if they come out or if they get scared or bought off. Now, some of these whistleblowers were bought off decades ago, so to speak. They signed non-disclosures like Stormy that for X number of years, based on X number of dollars, they could not say what they knew or bad juju was going to happen to them or their families or both. So a lot of these guys, until their careers were over or those of a loved one or other person they knew were done, they couldn't talk. Most of the information that they were going to expose 20, 30, 40, 50, even longer, we know a lot of it by now. We've actually seen it in action, might have even used it. We just didn't know that it was alien technology. So a lot of the stuff that we see flying around or stuff on the ground is very likely reverse engineered stuff. Reverse engineered is the process of finding a crashed saucer, taking it apart backwards, and figuring how it works instead of putting it back together from start to finish. We do it from finish to start. Hence the term reverse engineering. I am very smart. Said no one ever. Okay, y'all knew what that meant anyway. So let's see what happens. I think it coincidental that all of this information just happens to be coming out. I believe the drone swarms are mostly government entities that were searching for non-government entities. Because here's what I believe, and there's plenty of other people way more smarter than me that believe it as well. Other intelligent life really could care less what happens to us. we are very likely an experiment, even a simulation, if you will. And they have left us to our own devices to do what we want to do to each other. What they don't want us doing is to the planet. They care about the planet. No, they're not the climate cult zealots. There's resources on this planet that they use just like we do. There's very likely resources on this planet that A, we don't know about yet, and B, they know they're here, but our planet is like that last mason jar of green beans in your pantry for emergency use only. Seriously. They may have their own planets, and our planet might be a last stopgap for materials they may need or a place to live. Now, a lot of people believe that the aliens are demons and are being allowed to conduct experiments on humans, aka you and me. So all these abductions, apparently the agreement between the aliens and the elites many years ago was, okay, humans, we'll let you live, we'll let you do certain things, but we're going to require humans to experiment on. So we won't hurt them. We're going to take them. We're going to do some experiments. We're even going to impregnate some, and then we'll come back later and abduct them again and take the offspring. Stuff like that. And of course, the elites, who could care less about us than the aliens do, said, sure, I ain't got no skin in the game. Ain't no skin off my dick. Take all the ones you want. We'll even capture them for you and send them to you. And lo and behold, a deal was struck. Now, that's just one thing. So these aliens, they don't care if we blow ourselves to smithereens. But they're not going to allow us to do it with nuclear weapons, because it's very likely, okay, radiation, so to speak, might not affect their bodies or their ships, but it will ruin the planet for any kind of life for hundreds of years. And if this planet is their emergency mason jar or their future home or present home, they're not going to allow us to nuke each other off the planet. And there's been rumors for years that aliens are always seen by military installations and nuclear ammo places, and that they have stopped humans all over the world from blowing each other off the map several times, and that was what these drones are all about. So why would the government be using their drones to try and find the alien drones who are actually trying to save humanity? Because, like elites and deep states usually do, they're double-crossing the aliens. And they're going to renege on the deal. They want war. They want to depopulate. And they need to cause a nuclear war to, A, cover up all their crimes against humanity and do a great reset. And that's a theory out there. I'd like to hope the aliens are in charge. Now, this doesn't really have anything to do with space farce that I know of. I think space farce was more to have things circling the planet that could shoot down other things from other countries, which we may have seen a couple times when we see satellites fall. They may have been shot down. Don't know. Let's just say whatever technology humans think they have that is so advanced, it's kindergarten stuff compared to what the aliens have. And very likely what we think we have, we didn't make or create. We were given it somehow, some way. Pay attention, because something is certainly coming. I don't know that it's related to J20, J6, and all this stuff. I think it's coming out as a distraction in that type of relation. But I think that's about it as far as trying to stop Trump's president. They could say there's an alien invasion and put a big hologram, a CGI, AGI created mothership, or even a floating Jesus or something. I mean, it's all been foretold that it was going to happen. Question is, when are they going to do it? Alright. That's all I got for now. JT signing out.